New York City is a chaotic place, and in the 1960s, no place was more chaotic than the New York City subway system. If you went down to the subways in the mid-60s, what you'd encounter is this profusion of signs that were completely inconsistent, not just inconsistent graphically, but inconsistent in terms of the way they described things, where they were placed, how they were made. You didn't know where to look, you didn't know where to go. And I think a lot of people were sort of convinced that that's the way it had to be. New York's a complicated place, figure it out. The MTA had the idea in 1966 of remedying this, and what they did was they hired a firm called Unimark, and two designers at Unimark, Massimo Vignelli and Bob Norda, took it upon themselves to untangle this mess. And the result was a signage system that they proposed that they worked on for 4 years, and finally in 1970 encapsulated in a single document a manual that described effectively how every sign in the New York subway system would look. If you get on the New York subway system today, the signs you see, more or less faithfully and down to every detail, follow the precepts that Norda and Vignelli set out so many years ago. This document is fascinating to us today for many reasons. One, it sort of is, you're being shown the instruction manual to this incomprehensibly complicated system. And the fact that it can be all captured between two covers, and I mean completely captured between two covers, is a remarkable feat. If you're used to riding in the New York City subway and you sort of just see that there's a code that has actually directed you to every train you've ever stepped on, and you can hold that code in your hand. It seems almost like a miracle even today. It's also an amazing feat of logical analysis. What Unimark, what Vignelli and Norda had to do this work wasn't simply just taking a bunch of signs that looked crummy and change them so they looked nice. What they had to do was this step-by-step, decision-by-decision analysis of how people actually use the subway. It's so detailed and yet so simple. At the end of the day, it looks like a bizarro world children's storybook, you know, where the stories are all about the numbers of the subway. It has this kind of simple, almost kindergarten level clarity to it that, combined with the enormous sophistication of the analysis that underlies it, creates this document that, for my money, has never really been duplicated since. In the end, though, I think what makes this document so great is that, I'd say inadvertently, it's astonishingly beautiful. It just is simply a beautiful piece of modern design.